Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and to a planner video. I know I've gotten a lot of requests for these lately, and especially just with the world as crazy as it is and planning as hard as it is right now, this is on a lot of your minds, so I wanted to come on and show you how I'm planning during quarantine, during lockdown, during this whole crisis. And I also just want to be really honest with you guys that it has been a little bit of a struggle for me, and I'm hearing from you guys it's a struggle for you as well. And so I guess I would like a main purpose of this video to be to let you know it's completely normal if you don't feel like planning right now. If you can't plan right now because your life and your situation's up in the air and things like that. So first of all, I wanted to get that out there, and I wanted to admit that I have been very uninspired to plan. And that's normal. Like, we all go through phases and cycles like that, and I hear a lot of women like beating themselves up like, oh, I'm not planning, I don't feel like planning, and it's like, that's totally okay. That's why I like a planner system that's completely customizable. You guys know I used just a plain, well, not a plain, a beautiful binder for my planner. And the reason I use a binder is it's just completely customizable. I can take anything in or out of here that I want. I can just print it up at home. Super easy. So this is the kind of time when that really comes in handy for me, and I'll show you how I've adapted that. So let's go ahead and get straight into it. This is the binder. It's from Target. It's a beautiful baby pink and rose gold. It is notoriously hard to find, all the harder now that we can't just be shopping willy-nilly, and it's not listed online at the Target website for some horrible reason. So I'm sorry it's a little bit hard to find, but hopefully you'll find a cute binder. The important thing is that it inspires you to want to use it. When I did go through that period of like being uninspired, not wanting to plan, seeing this beauty like tempt me from my desk kind of is what helped me get back into the groove. And I do think it's good if you can find some type of level of planning that works for you right now. It is, for me, and probably for you if you're watching this video, a source of joy, and it does kind of bring a little happiness to the days, and it gives you a sense of calm and control. So the goal is to find a way to plan right now that works for you and works for everything going on. So what I did was really simplify this. If you've seen my past planner videos, this thing would be like stuffed this big, and it would be really like fun and hectic inside with clips and pictures and things. And I kind of identified that my planner was a source of stress, and I realized part of that was that it was like so big and bursting with things and like so chaotic. And I don't know about you, but my mental state has been like, I'm craving calm, simplicity, and streamlining my life a little bit right now. So that's why I gave myself this clean slate here, and now when I open it up right now, I just feel like, okay, calm, zen. And it's also the thinnest I think it's ever been. You'll see I have very few pages in here compared to normal, and that's because I just can't do as much as I normally can. I think just, you know, we all have so much on our minds and everything. So these tabs are made out of file folders, like the hanging kind, and I cut the little hanger off and I cut it down to one page, and now it's a beautiful divider, and I really like it because these are so customizable. You know how on file folders you can pick where the tab goes? This allows me to have as many tabs as I want, and it's just really easy for me to change them out, and I love that. So the first section I have in here is called Miracle Morning. And if you've been around here for a little bit, you probably know I'm a huge fan of the Miracle Morning. It is a morning routine with 6 steps, and it's an awesome way to start your day. It's a book, I have videos on it, you can check it out. But to be honest, I had kind of slacked off with that recently, and I was just journaling, which is one of the steps. And when all this craziness in our world started to go down, I realized I need the full Miracle Morning routine. Also, like many people, I have more free time right now, so I'm like, I might as well do it. There's no excuse. And I find it really helps me to manage my anxiety because the steps are journaling, affirmations, visualization, meditation, exercise, and reading. So those things really help me nip my stress in the bud. And it's really important for me to kind of manage my anxiety and keep an eye on it, because I think these things can really snowball during such hectic times in life. So that's what I have in here are some things to help with my miracle morning routine. First of all is this vision board. And I made this sort of like a vision board, mood board, specifically for quarantine, because I don't know about you, but the way my year is shaping up is a lot different than what I thought at the start of 2020. So it's not really applicable to have like a vision board with all this travel and going out into the world and doing things right now. So I realized that was kind of a downer. Not that we won't be able to do those things again someday, but for now, while we're at home doing what we need to do, I decided to make a whole new vision board, and I really have enjoyed having a special quarantine vision board. So I have some beautiful, fabulous ladies from the 1940s. I take a lot of inspiration from them right now. They went through such hard times and still managed to do it in red lipstick and looking fabulous. And, you know, there was rationing and a lot of parallels to today, I feel like. Here's Rosie the Riveter with like a health face mask on. So those ladies inspire me. This row is kind of all about self-care. I have mental health and physical self-care sort of items, reminders here. These are like some cozy images of home. My hubby and my doggies, which are like always my top favorite thing to visualize, just our sweet little family. And again, some more retro inspiration for keeping clean, keeping the house clean, beating those germs, and also some romance. And more cozy home imagery, just to kind of find comfort at home during these times. And this last row is like pillow forts and just ultimate coziness, because I do feel like for me, something that brings a lot of comfort right now is like focusing, since we're home all the time, focusing on the home and like bringing in that comfort and coziness and cleanliness. And these are just the things inspiring me. So in the morning, I spend some time with this little vision board. And then the next thing I have are my goals. And again, I made specific goals just for quarantine, because I have my 2020 goals here printed out, but again, a lot of them aren't applicable to my life right now. I mean, we can still be setting ourselves up to do things we want to do and go on trips and like have those experiences later this year, hopefully, or whenever it's safe and healthy again. But in the meantime, I wanted to set some goals just to kind of have a sense of direction during the quarantine, because I felt like time is just a blob right now, and it's easy to really just kind of drift through it with this mentality of like, this time doesn't count, basically. But this is still our lives and something we're gonna look back on forever. Such a crazy period of history, and also a really unique opportunity to achieve some things, you know, within reason. I'm not one of those people that's like, you should be a total boss babe right now, because if you're like me and you're struggling with kind of the burden of everything going on, then that's just not doable. But I did set some goals that felt doable for me, and I put them in categories. Like for my house, it's an awesome time to do more spring cleaning, complete those like little to-dos that I've just been putting off forever, getting my routine down pat. I put down some like appearance or beauty goals to be trying to wear eyeliner every day. I've always struggled with eyeliner and I've never been very good at it, and I thought, why not now while no one's seeing me? Practice it every day, because that's really the only thing that'll help you get better at makeup and hair and stuff. So I've been putting it on every day. Even if I don't do the rest of my makeup, I'll flick a little eyeliner on, and I think I'm getting slightly better at it, hopefully. But putting on fun outfits, upping my pajama game, which I'll talk about that more in my next video. And I covered some up because it's a lot to just bury your soul on the internet. But I wanted to give you guys an idea of kind of what's motivating me. And then I do still have my goals for the year that I like to look through, but you know, a lot of those are kind of on hold, but it's still good to keep them in my mind's eye, because like eventually we are gonna go back to normal life. And then another thing I go through in my miracle morning is some affirmations for the day. So these are just little positive statements that are kind of empowering or comforting, like a mantra, and it can really help you get in a good headspace. So I've written a few that sort of specifically relate to quarantine to help me find calm during this time. And one thing I do with my affirmations is handwrite them out. I find it's really hard to focus on them if I'm just reading them in my head to myself. But if I'm handwriting it out, it kind of helps internalize it. And I also love to practice my handwriting, so it's like a win-win. So I just have some blank paper in here, and in the mornings I like to spend some time on those while I go through my whole miracle morning routine. The next section here I call my control journal. And if you're familiar at all with the Fly Lady, that is all credit to her. She's an awesome like housekeeping guru, and she has a whole system of routines, and this would be a great time to get into her if you're interested. She has a whole system, and this is a like gross oversimplification of her system, but I've been doing it now for like 10 years, I think. So I have it pretty much internalized, but I do use this section of my binder to kind of trigger my routines and things like that. So I have this pink sheet of paper. By the way, this is just pink printer paper that you're seeing. I can link it, I get it on Amazon, and it just makes anything more fun when you print it on pink paper. And then this I've also laminated. I have a laminator, highly recommend it. I love laminating everything I can. If you don't have a laminator, you could also just use a page protector. And the reason I like to do it is so I can use dry erase and just reset my whole week every week with this little routine. So this has my daily chores that I like to do on a daily basis right now. Some daily work tasks that I do on a daily basis. And then each day of the week, what I'm doing. So basically I used to clean my whole house like one day a week every week, and that worked best with my work schedule. And now I have a little more time, and also I feel like I don't have the energy for some reason to do that. So we're all coping in different ways right now, and apparently I have to recognize I don't have as much energy. So I have split up cleaning my house on Monday through Friday instead of just all one day. And this is just what works for me. I can go into a lot more depth on this in the future, but whatever works for you is probably way different depending on your house and where you live and things. But basically I have it broken up. Like Monday I do the kitchen, Tuesday I do like my office and laundry, Wednesday is the living room, Thursday is the bedroom and bathrooms, Friday is like floors and laundry. So that's how I have it broken down. I also have some beauty tasks that I like to do once a week just to kind of make sure I get some me time, and it also just makes me feel better. So I have things like a home pedicure, manicure, washing my hair, self-tanner, things like that. So that's my little thing. I check it off every day as I go through my chores, and then I wipe it clean for the next day. And then this, I wipe it clean once a week for the next week. And it's just a really very oversimplified way of doing things, but it works for me. And I don't own the copyright to these little images. These are like stock images of 1950s illustrations. So I can't share this with you, but I promise it was so simple to make. It's literally just like a Word document that I typed this up in. And you can make one for yourself that's more customized to your specific life and what you have going on. And hopefully that'll help you as much as it has helped me. You could also just put this page on the fridge or somewhere out on its own to check off throughout the day if you don't have your planner with you all day. I also typed up a really loose version of our routine in quarantine. Trying to kind of stick to some normalcy even though work hours have changed, everything has changed. I find it really helps to have that consistency. You know, anxiety kind of comes from the unknown and like not knowing what's going to happen next. And so having a routine helps you kind of know what's going to happen next and have like a rhythm to your day, and makes time passing feel more meaningful and all that. So this is extremely loose and casual, but it kind of helps me figure out like this time of day I want to tackle the chores, this time of day I'm going to do my hardcore work assignments, things like that. So that's the routine. Again, I just kind of laminated it. And then here is our meal plan. So for the past few weeks, I've been struggling a lot with meal planning in quarantine and figuring out like what to make for every single meal of every single day for me and my husband and everything. And I was just running out of ideas. Groceries are like so limited, and the struggle was real. So I made up this really simple meal planner. It just has 2 columns. This one says breakfasts, lunches, snacks, and drinks. This one says dinners and desserts. And I would just kind of write in here what we had on hand, what kind of groceries I'd managed to snag, basically for ideas. You know that feeling when like the fridge is full, you know there's food, but you can't think of anything to eat, kind of like when you go in your closet and you're like, I have nothing to wear. So I was just truly writing out ideas, you know, like cereal, eggs and toast, fruits, veggies, iced tea, just things I know that we have. And then I would put this on the fridge so like my husband could also see it, and that would make it easier for us to kind of figure out what we wanted to eat for our millionth meal in a row at home. I'm saying kind of past tense because this has gotten a lot easier for me because I started a new nutrition program. I always do this thing called AAY Nutrition, and they have really good meal plans at Trader Joe's. It just started, so I know some of you are doing it with me, but sorry if you missed this window. Definitely check out the next one. And so these meal ideas all came from them and I didn't have to think at all. It was so nice. Okay, the next section says planning, and this is honestly kind of pathetic because I'm just really not planning in the way I usually do that much. So I have a monthly calendar here and it is blank except for checking off the days, which I do get satisfaction off of checking off the days, but I felt kind of guilty. I didn't wind up using this page at all. Like I thought I would write in appointments and things, but I just didn't feel motivated to use this month. This is my planner printable, which is in my shop for cheap, and I printed it on pink paper, so it's like pink overload and I'm loving it. And yeah, all I do is check off the days. But I also am using right now the weekly page. And this is about right for my level of busyness right now, which is not much. I have like 1 to 2 things a day, maybe, and just a few things that I need to accomplish this week. And what I've been doing is if there's a specific to-do item that has to be done a specific day, I write it in the day slot. If there's a to-do item that can happen any day, I just write it on the to-do side. And if it's like a call or an appointment or something, I put in the day and time. And I just check it off as I go. And it's pretty simple. I mean, there have been times in my past when like this whole side would be full of things. So life is just, you know, at a different pace right now, and that's totally okay. It's actually kind of nice. So that's what my week looks like on here. And the last section is just plain paper. I always like to have lined paper to think, to brainstorm. I'm a writer. Sometimes I like to just write things out by hand, etc. And then in the very back, this wonderful binder comes with a pin clip. And I have my favorite type of pin here, the Staedtler fine liner in black. It's like a very fine felt tip pen. And I also have a little dry erase marker here for my laminated dry erase pages. And I feel like people are gonna ask, this manicure is a press-on manicure by Static Nails. I think I really like theirs. I'll talk about these in the next video too. But this is in the color Milky Pink. I think it might be sold out right now, but maybe not. So that's my planner. And I just wanna quickly show you this notebook as well. It's kind of cute, kind of cheeky. Got this on Amazon because I really just wanted a notebook that was all, like each page is just a checklist. Totally simple, check off every single line. And this is great for my to-do lists. So what I'm doing right now is basically having a page for all different categories. So this one is home. And I just have a long list of things I'd like to achieve around the house, basically at some point during quarantine, and checking it off kind of slowly as I go. I have another one that's just for work deadlines. I have another one that's just for self, and it's like little self-care things that I like want to get done at some point, and it kind of gives me ideas if I'm like, I need some me time right now, and then I can kind of go to this list and just pick something off, because for me, that's how I relax. For you, it might be something different, but either way, this just kind of gives me ideas, and I have a different page for each different thing going on in my life right now, which is not much. So I have like a crafts page of crafts that I want to do, things like that. So you can also create different to-do lists for you to kind of help you get ideas if you're struggling with boredom or just not sure how to use your time now that it's structured so differently. That's kind of nice, and it's always so satisfying to check things off. I highly recommend that anytime you can do it. So that's really all that I'm doing for my system right now. I hope it was still helpful for you, even though it's a lot simpler than usual and maybe not all that exciting, I don't know. But I think it's important to recognize what you are or aren't motivated to do. This isn't a time to be forcing yourself to do things. This is a time to like be gentle on yourself and recognize that the whole world is trying to heal, and that includes you. So taking things a little bit slower, gentler, easier, however you feel works for you, but also finding something to look forward to. I think the whole point of planning is to have things to look forward to in life. That's so important. And like where I am here in Los Angeles, there is no end date in sight for our quarantine. So I can't write a certain date in my planner and be like, this is the day we get to go outside again. But I can still find meaning in the days, in the weeks, and the things that I hope to accomplish. And also just taking it a little bit easier. It's totally okay. So all that to say, that's my planner update, and I hope you enjoyed. I hope you'll hit subscribe if you want to join us, and I will see you very soon for another exciting video, and I love you guys. Bye.